it was a big thing to him that he didn't want me to turn into a pro wrestler just yet. I think he thought you could do that down the road, but first thing you got to do is accomplish yourself in amateur wrestling. And I was high school and a provincial champion, and I was college champ in 1977. There's a lot of people should know that I didn't start wrestling until 1979 professionally. A lot of books and magazines always got me starting in 1974 or 75 and things like that. And I was, I don't know, about 16 years old in high school back then. Anything but a pro wrestling career. But I think that my dad, he put it to me one time. He said, "Don't you want to walk down the street someday and be wearing the gold medal from the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games and have everybody walking down the street going, 'Hey, there's the world champ, or there's the gold medal winner in wrestling.'" And I told my dad, I said, "I'd much rather drive down the road in a Cadillac and honk my horn at the guy that's walking on the sidewalk and just got the gold medal." And of course my dad didn't find that very funny, but it was a true conversation, and it tells you a lot about why I wanted to get out of amateur wrestling and into pro wrestling. I mean, I love what amateur wrestling did for me, but it was just tough trying to make weight classes and things like that all the time. I was about 20 years old and trying to get big instead of trying to get small, and trying to make weight classes and lean up and stuff was kind of like the last thing I wanted to do. I wanted to just bulk up and get big and start to aim myself at the pro wrestling career that I never wanted. But I did well in wrestling as a teenager before I became pro, but I realized somewhere about when I was about 18 or 19 that I wasn't as sick of pro wrestling as I thought I was, and started to think differently about getting into it. And I think what I always wanted to do was be different or be better than the other wrestlers, and like anybody else. I wanted to, like when I used to watch the wrestlers back that worked for my dad in those days, I always thought that that I could be better than those guys and that were in the ring. And when I finally did become a wrestler, right from the very start, I tried to be different than everyone else that had ever come down the road back then.